So today I'm going to show you how to make a traditional, quintessential English cup of tea. Actually, a lot of people think that making tea is just a question of bunging a tea bag in a mug and pouring boiled water over it, leaving it as long as you can, and then putting a bit of milk and sugar. But tea making and tea brewing in the traditional sense is actually a lot more to it than that, and I'm going to show you how to do it in the way they do in some traditional English cafes in Britain. So firstly I'm going to boil the kettle. Put some water in the kettle. And while that's brewing, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the tea I'm going to use today. So, this tea is Darjeeling tea, which I spoke about on a previous video. It's loose leaf tea, and this particular brew I got in a little tea shop, a tea specialist shop in Norwich in East Anglia. And they do all kinds of teas, and when you go in, they're lined up in little jars. Some of them are caffeinated, like Darjeeling, Earl Grey, English breakfast, and some of them are herbal or fruit teas, and they're all brewed in Norwich, so the blend is particular to Norwich. So you can't get this particular loose leaf tea anywhere else, although you can get Darjeeling in a lot of shops across the world, including lots of supermarkets. Loose leaf tea is really great to use for a traditional cup because it tends to be more subtle flavour. So one of the most important things to remember when making a cup of tea and using a teapot is that you need to warm the pot first. Don't need to fill it up all the way to the top. But just enough that it's boiling water. And you can swill it around. And the reason we do this in making a good cup of tea is if you put boiling water straight into the cup where the loose leaf tea is, most of the heat will go pretty quickly and your tea will get colder faster because the heat will go to warming the pot and heating that up. Whereas if you've warmed it before with kettle water and it's boiling kettle water, it will already be warm, and that will keep the rest of the tea warm for longer. So give that a good swish around. you can see when you put your hand on it, it should be feeling very hot already. So while that's doing its job, we're going to refill the kettle. This will be the water that's actually used to make tea. So while we're waiting for that to boil, I'm going to light this teapot stand. This particular teapot stand, if I just bring it a bit nearer, has a tea light in it. I'm just going to light that. And again, the teapot stand with the tea light keeps the tea once it's brewed warm for longer. So if you want to enjoy one cup of tea and have a break between the other, and you don't particularly want a second cup so soon after, the candle will make sure that it's warmer, so you don't get cold tea in the teapot. Just going to light that again. I think that might have got it. Okay, so our kettle's boiled, and just be careful with these kinds of teapots because they do get quite hot. So I'm going to pour this water away. I'm now going to put the Wilkinson's and orange tea leaves in it. And with this teapot, it has a special infuser that just comes out. These are the tea leaves. And it just takes 1.5 in there. Stir that around a bit. Now put that back. And now we're ready to boil the actual tea. do that, just remember to give it a stir. And replace the lid. Now, the great thing about this particular teapot with the infuser is it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So what that means is, with some teapots, if you have a tea bag or loose leaf tea in it and you don't remove them, by the time you get to your second cup, the tea will be really stewed and very strong. But because this doesn't reach the bottom, it means that by the time you've finished your second cup, the level will most likely go down to below the infusion. So it won't get stewed, it won't be sitting with the tea leaves and getting stewed. So with Darjeeling tea, it can be quite a subtle flavour and very weak in some ways. So you want to leave it in the teapot for at least a minute. And if you're someone who likes milk in your tea, you just need a little drop. So just swirl that around a bit. And now we can pour our tea. Little stir. And I like milk in my tea, so I'm going to add a very small drop of milk. You can also add a bit of sugar to taste if you like. But I prefer to be able to taste the flavour of Darjeeling because it is a very subtle flavour. And there we have it. A perfectly brewed, quintessential English cup of tea.